Our friend Dorian has an observation, not so much a question, but an observation, and it's quite interesting. He is replying to a video that I made titled "Why People Who Can't Fight Think They're Tough," or something like that. In your opinion, is it that they really think that they're tough, or that they conflate being loud and obnoxious with being tough? Yeah, usually. Usually that is the case, my friend. Anecdotally, I've been in a few situations where, fed up with being verbally harassed, I just said basically, all right then, do something. And 100% of the time, they cow and retreat. I've also been robbed once and assaulted with a weapon once, so I know the behavior and body language of those situations is different. People with actual intent to harm tend to try and get a drop on you or bring force that they think will be advantageous. Curious of your thoughts. Yeah, man. That's pretty much the way it is. The guys who are actually dangerous aren't the ones who advertise it. They're not, man. One of the first things I did when I graduated college, I applied for a job with the FBI. I wanted to be a special agent. I wanted to be a field agent, a field operative. And I took all the tests, passed all the tests, and I was on my way to Quantico, Virginia, to take it to the next level and become a field operative in the FBI. And I had a change of heart, and I decided, you know what? I don't think I'm willing to kill people, because that is actually in the job description here. When it was all speculation, when it was all a fantasy, if you will, in my mind, it was like, okay, this is great, we'll do this. And then when it started to become a reality, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is the path I want to take my life in. Let's just beat people up instead in a fight cage, man. I don't know what the thought process was, but something like that. But I had a friend graduate from the same college, and he went on to work for the CIA, and dude became a spy for the CIA. And I was talking to him about this before he kind of disappeared, and he was explaining some of the things that spies are required to do, and that is essentially keep a low profile. You don't advertise, hey, I'm a trained killer, man. You don't advertise that. It's not like James Bond in the movies where the first thing he does, man, James Bond is a confusing spy. Because spies are supposed to be covert. It's supposed to be like, stealth. You don't advertise it. You're pretending to be someone that you're not, basically. And what does James Bond do? The first time he meets someone, he's like, Bond, James Bond. He sticks out his hand, advertises. He's the worst spy ever. In a practical sense, he really is. He's the least conspicuous spy. Like calling James Bond a spy is like calling... I can't even think of something analogous to this because it's just so far out there. It's so hyperbolic. Man, where was I going with this? I almost forgot what your question was because I went on this crazy tangent about spies and stuff. Oh, yeah. About, people who put on this really tough facade and they're really loud and obnoxious. But yeah, the toughest guys, the guys most capable of inflicting violence on you are not the ones who advertise it. They're really not. The guys packing a concealed firearm, for example, who are highly trained in the ability to use that and kill people and hit targets under mental duress. Not an easy thing to do, by the way. Man, it's a totally different thing. If you are not aware, shooting targets on a range that don't move, where you can focus and concentrate, and hitting a target under duress. Man, very different thing. But yeah, a guy with a concealed weapon, he's not going to pull that out and wave it around and say, look, I got it. It's concealed for a reason. It's hidden for a reason. He doesn't want to advertise that. He doesn't want to put that target on his back. And it's the same thing with MMA fighters, man. The best MMA fighters, they're not loudmouths. They're absolutely not. Man, I remember the first time I met Jeremy Horn. And Jeremy Horn, if you're not familiar with who this is, dude's had more fights than most human beings, more wins than most human beings. He's won more championships worldwide than a lot of people, man. He's a very, very good, very accomplished fighter. His accomplishments speak for themselves. But you meet this guy in person, and he just seems like a normal guy. He's friendly. He doesn't advertise, hey guys, I'm the toughest guy in the room. It's not like that at all. He's a normal guy, an approachable human being. But yeah, these know-nothing loudmouths, man, they're everywhere. Why? Because we want to feel special. We have this innate need to feel special. And when everything else in our lives is going wrong, we create a persona. A lot of times, this loudmouth persona. I'm better than I really am. I'm stronger than I really am. And a lot of people do this, man. It's not just men, women do it too. I mean, look at Instagram, for example. Ever thumb through pictures of people on Instagram and you see all these women using a wide-angle lens in a certain position to make their butt look 10 times bigger than it is, and they're all covered in makeup, making their face look completely unnatural, whereas if they just washed that off, they'd look like a completely different human being. It's posturing. It's to make ourselves feel better about ourselves. Why do people do it? Because we want to feel special at the end of the day. And why are the people who actually are special in the use of violence, if you will, why don't they want the accolades? Why don't they want the people being like, oh, you're so tough? Because they know the consequences of violence. And when you advertise violence, it attracts violence. Nobody got time for that, man. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.